And my fifth hot tamale has sold over 200 million copies of hot and steamy books with titles like Hollywood Wives, The Stud, The Bitch. 21 of her novels became bestsellers, and her latest, Dangerous Kiss, is in the bookstores now. Please welcome Jackie Collins.
I can't believe how thin you are. You look fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
Skinny Roseanne. It's
yeah.
great.
It's the new.
And that ain't easy.
It's new, but let me just say this. It was so cool because like about 5 days ago, I went shopping on Rodeo Drive and stuff fit me.
Oh.
It was amazing.
Yeah, because you go in there and everything is a size 2. But
no,
I don't think you're a size 2.
No, they go up to size 12.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, and I'm fitting in a 12 and like
this
designer.
Is great.
That's like a major
Because you know
milestone.
what you've done is major. I mean, there are a lot of people out there would like to do it, and you've actually gone ahead and done it, and I think you really need to say, fantastic.
Yeah.
That's really great.
I'm really, really proud of myself.
You give inspiration to people, and that's nice.
Well, you know, when I was skinny before, I was poor, so I couldn't afford, like, you know, designer stuff.
Yeah.
And then when I had a lot of money, I was too fat to fit into it. Because I figure I could never, like, let myself ever have or be, you know, have abundance. And
but you can let yourself do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
You know, I write fiction, but what I try to do in my fiction is I try to empower women, because women should give themselves permission to do anything they want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think anything, though?
Anything.
You think women should have permission to, like, beat her husband and tell him when to cut his fingernails and all that kind of stuff?
If a husband can do it to a wife can do it to a husband.
Yeah, but why does that
make
make it cool, though? Is it wrong or is it right?
I think, you know what, I was thinking about the whole Clinton scandal the other day, and he's put the double standard back 30 years in this country, because, you know, this whole thing about men can go out and they'll be in Chicago and they'll come home to their wife now and they'll go, well, you know, this babe, and I kind of, you know, it was just like a one-night thing. But it's okay, honey, because Hillary accepted it, so you have to accept it too. Well, I don't think that's cool at all.
Well, I read these staggering statistics that said that 2/3 of American women have cheat on their husbands.
Really?
What about that? You think that's good?
Well, no, you know what? I write these raunchy books, and anybody can do anything they want to when they're single, right?
Yeah, when you're
single, you should do anything you want to.
And
then when you get married, then when you're in a marriage, you can look out and you're not looking for anything because you've done it. You've been there, done that.
Well, what about prostitution? Because, you know, you always have...
She really segues. Yeah.
No,
but I mean, a lot of good hookers.
No, but you know, like a lot of Hollywood madams. Forget that. You know a lot of, you know them all.
I remember the great Hollywood madam, and I went to see her shortly before she died, and she was sitting on this bed in this little house in Hollywood, surrounded by all these pictures of the girls. And you know, she had the most beautiful girls. There was one movie star that had married one of them, didn't know she was a hooker until he walked into a party, and everyone went, hey, hi, how are you, girl? You know, and he's going, how do you know all these guys? And it turned out she was a hooker because this madam got the most beautiful girls.
Was that Madam Alex?
Yes. She knows. They would come to Hollywood. They would be like 18 or 19 years old. And, you know, they would get approached, and the women would say to them, you can sleep with this movie star, who they love, the movie star, and you can get paid for it.
What is it with the guys in this town? And I have to take a commercial, and then you'll think about it and tell me when we come back.
I'll think about it and tell you when we come back.
We'll be right back. The lamp. We're back with Jackie Collins. So we were talking about all these weird sexual freakish things that go on in like Hollywood.
They go on all over the world.
Right.
It's just they're more concentrated in Hollywood. And there's a lot of famous guys in Hollywood that they like to pay for sex.
Why?
It's like going out.
You'd think that with all the would-be models and actresses, they could get free sex.
They could get a lot of free sex,
why
but
do
they don't
not
want it.
Free sex?
They don't want to be photographed with a girl who's going to latch on to them. They would prefer to be in their hotel room, and they call up and they get the most beautiful girl and they pay for it, and there's no hassle. They're not in the paper the next day. They're not in a gossip column. She isn't like on the phone the whole time, calling them up. They like to pay for it. I know it's stupid.
Because there's no emotional
emotional attachment, and they like that. It's like the difference between a Ford and a Ferrari. They want a $5,000 a night girl. It's kind of like a status symbol. I mean, I'm not talking about the smart guys. I'm talking about the dumb ones, of which there are quite a few.
Of which there are quite a few. What about the smart
Hollywood
guys?
is run by guys.
You think so?
Oh, definitely.
I
But
think
except there's a lot of strong women coming up.
I don't know if you're right. What I see is it's run by their second wives. Or their third wives. They're 25-year-old, you know,
it's funny you should say that because I wrote Hollywood Wives, and now my next book after Lethal Seduction, which is after Dangerous Kiss, is going to be Hollywood Wives, The New Millennium, which is going to be all about
the new millennium of Hollywood wives. What is the new breed of Hollywood wives about?
Well, they pay their husband's alimony. Oh, you know about that.
Well, I
don't
do know about that. Yeah, absolutely.
And they're kind of they run the household. They have a lot of kids, usually adopted. They have a career.
Yeah, adopted kids.
Yeah, they like to adopt kids so they don't ruin their figures.
How freakish is that?
Oh, that's freakish, isn't it? That's freakish.
But that is really true.
Some of them have their own kids. And then, you know, sometimes the husband is gay, and so they'll have a child just to pretend that the marriage is perfect and his reputation will be unbesmirched.
What are they
so... Why am I telling you all this?
I don't know.
I write about it, and I change the names to protect the not so innocent.
But what are they so damn afraid of?
It's an insecurity, and it's sad. And you can usually pick the people out who are secure. You're very secure now, and I think you used to be a little insecure, but you're very secure.
No, I wasn't insecure. I was insane.
I like a woman who's insane. I mean, that's the only way to be, because I think it's very important in life to say what you feel, and then you're not insane because you say the truth, you know? Yeah. You come out with anything you want to come out with.
And then to live in this place, though, where like everybody's so afraid of the truth and they hide from it.
I don't know. You know, I write about Hollywood and Beverly Hills and
I was going to ask you how you do that, because you're at all the parties and stuff.
I know.
And like, how come everyone still likes you?
It's great. I'll be sitting at a dinner party. I'll have a movie star on one side and a director on the other. They're telling me all the secrets. And I'm thinking to myself, don't they know I'm going to write about them?
But you never betray anybody.
I never
betray change them
anybody.
A little bit.
When I write about you, Roseanne, I promise you will hardly recognize yourself, but you'll be in there somewhere.
I think I am the new Hollywood wife of the new millennium. Are you writing about me?
You will be in that book, definitely.
Tell me the truth. Did you steal that from my life?
Yeah.
I thought so.
I haven't written it yet, but you've just given me the idea to do so.
I can give you so many stories, and I will.
Can we do lunch?
Yeah, let's do lunch.
As they say in Hollywood.
Let's do lunch, and I'll give you.
good.
I have incredible stories with so many names, it will blow your mind. Forget about you. I'm writing the book myself.
Oh, good. Well, then save it for yourself.
Did your husband feel weird about the sex scenes you write?
No, I used to call him and say, you know, I just want to try something out, sweetheart. Will you come home?
You did?
Yeah. You know what? People say, does it turn you on when you write a lot of sex? And I do write a lot of sex, but it's kind of, I write great marriage sex, and I don't think a lot of people write that. They've always got the wife who's complaining about the husband, and he's being unfaithful, and he's got the mistress. But in my books, I try to write great marriage sex. Lucky is crazy about her husband. I tried in this book to kill her husband off. I couldn't do it because she kept on saying to me, no, 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 no. Because they speak to me, my characters, and she did not want to get rid of Lenny.
Because she loves him.
Yeah, I mean, this is the 5th book about Lucky Santangelo, and she just keeps on going. She was in 2 miniseries that I produced and wrote. One, she was played by Kim Delaney of NYPD Blue. She was great. She was a perfect Lucky.
Did you have that kind of a marriage before your husband passed on?
Yeah, I had a wonderful, passionate, great marriage, and we were great friends, and we were married for over 20 years.
That's great.
And then he died of prostate cancer, which is a terrible disease, which, guys, you have to be tested for because you can save lives that way.
Right, but you had a great marriage.
Yeah, great marriage.
That's cool.
Yeah. But you had a few great marriages
well,
before they went bad,
now.
didn't you?
No, never. Not till now.
Not till now?
Not till now.
This is it?
This is my good marriage.
Well, that's wonderful,
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Now you're
nice.
engaged?
I'm engaged to a fabulous guy who's kind of like a hero from one of my books.
Where'd you get him?
I've known him for a long time.
Oh, cool.
He actually walked into my husband's club in London 20 years ago, and we fell deeply in lust, but he was with a woman and I was married, and we just had this great friendship for 20 years.
Oh, isn't that sweet?
Yeah, and so we
That's
finally
nice.
got together.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're very happy for a long time. We'll be back after this commercial with Jackie Collins. Stay tuned.
What's the most exciting thing you can think of? For me, it's a dangerous kiss.
Dangerous Kiss by Jackie Collins, featuring Lucky Santangelo, wherever books are sold.
Wow! A dangerous kiss.
A dangerous kiss.
Dangerous kiss.
Now, what would be a dangerous kiss for you?
Somebody with a lot of germs.
Oh, yeah, you got that handshaking
I have that
thing.
germ. How do you come up with these titles? They're so provocative.
Well, because I was thinking about Lucky and having this great marriage to Lenny, but there's also this other guy that's been in other books called Alex. And Alex is a director, kind of a crazed director. And they have this incredible attraction. And she's dying to go to bed with him, but she won't because she's very moralistic, really, and she loves Lenny. So if she kisses Alex, it's a really dangerous kiss.
Oh. So does she kiss
You have to
Alex?
read the book to find out.
Oh.
It's about sex. It's about supermodels, which is interesting.
Oh, they're
I
an
think.
interesting breed.
It's about heroin addiction. There's a big LA court case. It's about how men have power over some women and how they use it. There's an Italian count in the book who forces a girl into being a heroin addict and how he controls her life because of it.
Okay, but I just have to ask you this one thing.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that every single one of these things is like something true.
Oh,
that
yeah.
you got from somebody
Oh,
here.
absolutely, absolutely. You know, I toned
Scary.
the fiction down.
Oh
To drop a name, when Frank Sinatra had a biography written about him, which he didn't like, I had a book out called Hollywood Husbands.
Right.
And so I was in Liz Smith's column, and I said, I'm actually writing the truth, and this other woman who's writing the biography on Frank is writing fiction. And he sent me a note, and he said, thank you, at least somebody knows what's real. Love, Francis Albert. And I thought that was so interesting, because I am writing the truth, but disguised as
Yeah, it's
fiction.
really disguised, but I can tell that it's true.
I bet you recognize a lot of people
I
in my
do
books.
recognize
Yeah.
a lot of people. I think everyone in Hollywood recognizes a lot of people, and that's what's fun about reading them.
Well, the ones that can read recognize. There was this guy I knew, and I said, have you read the new John Grisham book? And he goes, no, honey, I don't read. You know, I have somebody who does my reading. I said, well, did you get that letter I sent you the other week? He said, I don't read my mail. Somebody does it for me.
Right.
I said, well, who makes love to your girlfriend? Do you have somebody to do that too?
And of course, he had no clue as to that.
No,
It's
he
the guy
didn't-
who's
he
reading
didn't
his
get it.
mail.
Exactly.
So, how old were you when you decided that you wanted to be a writer?
I always did, from when I was a little kid. I used to make up these really steamy stories and sell them to my
Well,
schoolmates.
How old were you?
I was about 8, you know, and I would find these filthy limericks. And I
Right.
knew that writing a few 4-letter words was going to get me, you know, a few cents, and I made a lot of money.
You made money when you were 8 years old selling
Yeah, selling
steamies
stories.
to other 8-year-olds?
Yeah, and I always
oh my
used to
God.
pretend at school that I was American, that my father was an American spy, that I had to get to Hollywood. I was desperate to get to Hollywood and write about what was going on here. So I did when I was 15, and it was a wild experience. I've
Wa-
been
was
writing
there-
about it ever since.
Was there a particular reason why you had like
A
these
fascination.
incredible
Well, don't you believe you've lived
stories
before?
in your head?
Yeah, I believe
Yeah.
I've lived before, and I've had many lives, and I think you're going to think I sound very Shirley MacLaine, but I'm sure I was American.
Everyone sounds
I'm
Shirley
sure I was a
MacLaine.
male. I'm sure I was black. I'm
Sure.
sure I was a soul singer.
Right.
I know all these things.
Well, the
so
way
think
I
bring it
am
to
is
my
that
books.
I'm all that right now. I'm
A
having
black male
yeah,
soul singer.
I'm black,
Right.
I'm Chinese, I'm everything.
Yeah.
I have parts of me
Yeah.
that are every
Well,
single
one
thing.
of the things
Male,
I want to say
female.
about Dangerous Kiss is the fact that it is a multicolored book. You know, you get a lot of black authors and they write a black book. All the characters are black. White
Right.
authors, they write a white book. All the characters
You
are
got
white.
everybody doing
I
it with
got
everybody.
I got 4 major black characters in this book.
That's great. We love people doing it with everybody, don't we?
Well, I think so.
I think so.
I mean, what's
Except
good
for
about
me.
Lucky's brother is black because he's her half brother and he's black. And I did that long before they ever did that on television, because now I see it on television sometimes.
Well,
but-
because you've seen it in Hollywood.
yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
It's good getting a little real life gossip in there.
Real life gossip.
You've
You can recognize
inspired
the
me for
people,
my next dinner
play
party
the
to,
guessing
like-
game. Oh, dinner parties.
Yeah, let's talk
Love
about dinner parties, but we'll have to do that
Yeah,
later off
we'll
the
do that
air.
later on.
And let's invite some of these weird people and then just
Okay.
listen to all their stuff and
then write about
and
it.
then write about
Yeah,
it.
okay.
All right. Well, thank you for being
Thank you.
here.
It was my
it was
pleasure.
really
It was
fun.
great. Thank you, audience. Thank you.
When we come back, the stars of the Food Network, the 2 hot tamales. Do not touch that remote. Oh, we're gonna eat.
Oh, you're